All right, we've been listening in there as a detective who responded to the crime scene is on the stand now being questioned by the prosecution. So we're going to keep this up on your screen, but I'd like to welcome in criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Brian, great to see you. I know you were listening in there. First of all, what is happening right now? What do you think the prosecution is trying to establish, by right now showing these pictures of the home, these seemingly innocuous pictures? What are they trying to establish with this detective?
Hey, Nicole, great to see you again. I think what the prosecutors are doing is giving the jury a layout of the inside of the house to show where she was killed and how he transported the body outside of the house, how he maneuvered throughout the house. Since you don't have the body, which is a hurdle at times for prosecutors, I think what they're trying to do is just depict a more vivid, clear picture of the inside of the house. It makes it personal too, Nicole. If you're a juror sitting there and you're looking at the bedroom, for example, of where she was found dead, the bathroom where nefarious things could have happened, it makes it more real for the jurors.
Absolutely. Okay, so Brian Walshe has admitted to and pleaded guilty to dismembering his wife, but he says he is not guilty of murdering her. Before we get into what this means for the prosecution, what are the options for the defense in a case like this?
Well, I think strategically what Walshe did is he pled guilty to, transporting the body because he didn't want that coming into evidence. What do I mean by that? Most guilty pleas do not come into evidence in front of a jury because it's inflammatory. It's going to color the jury. So I think what he did strategically is he admits to that because think about it. If you or I are on this jury and we hear evidence of him transporting and getting rid of her body, right, then you're going to think the next logical step is that you killed her before you removed and transported the body. So I think that was a strategic move on his part to not get into evidence of doing that, which was smart. But look, what other defense is he going to have? His lawyers aren't, in opening statement, didn't really give, right, an alternative for how she died. You're not required to do that. But jurors, if you're going to walk in front of a jury, if I'm representing somebody saying, my client didn't do it, jurors are going to be sitting there thinking, well, who did it? And none of that came forward in an opening statement as well.
All right, Brian, so, based on that, what we heard or did not hear in the opening statements, based on Walsh's pleas so far, what he has admitted to, is this a case that is more than likely a win for the prosecution?
Yeah, Nicole, great question. I think the evidence is definitely mounting in terms of a conviction. Why? Because when you don't have a dead body, then what really helps the prosecution is an electronic trail of evidence. What do I mean by that? Well, he allegedly got on his son's iPad and was Googling how to dismember a body. He was searching on the internet, what's the best tool to dismember a body? How do you clean up a dead body? Does the smell go away with ammonia? That's all electronically captured. And then you've got surveillance footage of him allegedly spending $400 in a store getting cleaning supplies as well. And then you had some hard evidence found, surveillance video of him, somebody looking like him tossing some heavy trash bags into the dumpster. They go into the dumpster and they find a hatchet, right? And they also find some clothing that looks like his wife's, and then you have a vaccine card that's hers in the trash bag. So that's important because it helps in a circumstantial case like this connect the dots that he likely had the hatchet, committed the murder, that's how he did it, went and transported the body, and then went and did a cleanup. So there's a lot of circumstantial evidence leaning toward a conviction.
All right, criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool, really appreciate your input. Thank you.